Hey guys, welcome back to this PM session. Righty, let's have a look. Let's give it a few minutes, guys, to get everybody. Yep, all-time highs. You can say that again. I think that's where we're going to go. Welcome. Right, so obviously if we look at this H1, we got this nice trend line down here, which is also liquidity. Just so everybody's aware of that, so I'm just marking that out. Yeah, I would have thought some sort of a test back into this area before we bounce, but seems like we've got everything in it to just go higher. All right, let's see. I'm just going to mark that out there as a target. Maybe that's what we're going to aim for tomorrow. Don't know, but let's see. All right, so that was the H1. I mean, anybody who's trading trend lines, this probably would have been a nice one, breakthrough test and then bounce. Just seeing that now. I don't do trend lines, but sometimes when I pull this, it sets up perfectly. And I think I thought about it a lot, that you could actually trade trend lines in the right context. Like in this case, you ran liquidity, you ran this liquidity, you ran this low. Now you're shifting higher, test and bounce. What would I define as a fair value gap? What do you mean? I mean, you know what a fair value gap is, but what do you mean by what would I define a fair value gap as? In sense of I do not trade trend lines. Look at them for liquidity. Yep, only use it for liquidity as well. Same here. All right, let's see actually what does the 1 minute. I mean, 1 minute looks a bit rough right now. Right, let me go back to the. Let's do 15-minute quickly. I just want to mark out levels here. No. I'm going to mark out this high as a target. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so let's see. What I mean is like resistance zone, where price struggled to get through. Okay, so fair value gaps. Fair value gaps is liquidity. For me, that's liquidity, and that's how I've been taught, and that's how it works. Well, that's how it plays out. So when price create obviously that gap, that's obviously there's more buyers or sellers pushing price in a direction. So if you really think about it, for every buy to balance a range or balance a price point, you need a buyer and a seller, right? Yeah, so basically, if a lot of sellers were picked up there and it moved away, at some point it needs to come back to rebalance that. If it obviously rebalance it and smash through it, that means there's more liquidity on, higher up, and that's just a signature for reversals or support or resistance, basically. And then when I see, yes, so if, yeah, no, that's exactly it. Let's look at this. Well, let's just look at this. There's this big gap up here. Price is down here. If we had to pull back, and that's why you will see when I do this, when I mark out a range like this and I say, oh, there's 50%, I look, if I think price will go lower, I'm not looking at this gap down here to say, oh, price is going to bounce from there. I look for value. So the premium is above this fair value, this equilibrium of this range. Now, I could just sell at 50, but what would make price go higher? If this fair value gap wasn't there. So this is obviously liquidity in a liquidity zone. So that's a good place to sell from. If this wasn't a fair value gap, I would have targeted this fair value gap higher up for price to reach into before we drop. And that's liquidity for me. That's how I mark it out, and that's how I basically trade it. And then, I mean, there's a bunch of signatures when you get equal lows or equal highs, like I said before, on the bottom or on the top of a fair value gap, and the gap's still open. Massive magnet for price. So if price turn around, I promise you, price will go there. I've seen it too many times. It's like a solid. But ultimately, if you look at smart money concept and look for support and resistance, fair value gaps is liquidity, but if it breaks through, it becomes a support zone for price to test to bounce. And if it obviously rejects it, it's resistance. Hey guys, how's it? How's the truck driving and all of that? Yeah, so I think the basic explanation for fair value gaps is small price gaps that's not been balanced, basically, and it needs to be balanced. But because market is fractal, it moves up and down and not in a straight line. It needs to go somewhere, right? And the goal of the market is to run stops. And normally at those areas, that's where people, got triggered aggressively in one side. So that's how I interpret it, and that's how it plays out for me. So you guys will see whenever we talk, even with equal highs, equal lows. So I might sit here and you guys will say, there's a fair value gap, there's a fair value gap, there's a fair value gap. if I would focus on one, because that's the closest one for, for a reversal point or a target. And also, if this was the reversal here, where would I go? What would I target? If I had to buy down here and say this wasn't here, this fair value gap, or we broke through it, I would target this gap here, because this range from that range, that's 50%. That's the gap. Yes, it might go higher. That's fine. Some people will say, what about this little equal high up here? I don't look at every equal high and every equal low or every fair value gap. I'm looking at the ones that make sense for me. That's the closest in a discount or premium array. And then also I'm looking for equal highs and equal lows that looks significant to me, that stands out. I need stuff that stands out to me. And sometimes it's a little tiny one. I've heard you guys say it many times. There's this little tiny fair value gap. Those things are important, but I don't always, I mean, I should probably look at all of those, but then my question is, okay, well, then we need to go to a 5-second chart, because there's gaps there that we're missing through all of this. So, I mean, depends on how you look at it. I'm looking at stuff that's, gaps and liquidity that stands out. If I even take 2 steps away from my screen, I should see it. But it can't be just anywhere. It's got to be in the right spot, like in a premium or discount, depending on the direction. Hope that helps. I agree with you. Every size matters, but then I'm going to tell you we should trade tick charts, not even seconds. Every tick, and if every then I can tell you, because I know it's everything significant, but it depends on the time frame as well. Because if I'm trading weekly charts, I mean, I couldn't care what happens on a 1 minute, even if it's significant. But the gaps that's more significant is the ones I'm seeing on a weekly chart. So my entries is on 1 minute, and I do my analysis on the H1, 15, daily, and weekly. So for every rand or every dollar on a chart that you buy, there should be a seller. So that's what I'm saying. If every little bit is relevant, then a tick chart is the most relevant. And I mean, filling orders, that's exactly where the balance and imbalances come in. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I've marked out this high up here, guys. So we inverse this H1, so there's obviously momentum to the upside here. And now it's just a matter of sit and wait and see what we get. Okay, so we're bullish, we're consolidating here. So maybe there's, I'm looking for anything where, what would we manipulate here? Not clear, but we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, they had their coffee and they're going to be going higher. What, in 1 minute chart, trend line liquidity above your line? Um, I mean, there's trend line liquidity here. I don't know which trend line you're talking about. Anyways, every swing point on the chart, guys, that's obviously liquidity. If you can spot other liquidity, it's good. I'm watching this because this is a high that I think we should get to based on a bigger trend line liquidity. Just to show you guys, on the H1, I'm talking about this whole liquidity down here. I think we get up there. I thought we would get some sort of a test here, but obviously not. And yeah, now it's just, let's wait and see what we're going to do out of this. Okay. Let's see. I agree with you, but gosh, man, we've seen this before. I don't like this just push, 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 push. This thing can go straight up to there and then do whatever it wants. But yeah, it would be nice to see some sort of a pullback. Yeah, just to go through what we said. Actually, I am so from a market maker method. The way I used to trade, this was push one. What's your safety trade to, even up here, what's your safety trade to go down to level 2, then level 3, and then you get some sort of a erratic sideways move. And that's what we got here. Down, up, down, and then you want to see either reset to continue lower or push through. That was the fair value gap. We inverse that. And yeah, you would like to see some sort of a pullback. The problem is, where do we see the pullback to? Because this range hasn't been tapped into, and this range is still, this one is still getting developed. So I don't know if you do this and see price come all the way down to run into this little order block there and run that liquidity to bounce from. But that's something we're going to have to wait and see. Okay. But the good thing about trading is, guys, you don't have to trade what's in front of you. So you can, build a case and wait for price to come to your level and then look for an entry. And I think that's probably most people's problem, right? They go sit in front of a chart and think, okay, so we're here now, we've got money in the account. Where do we buy? Where do we sell? And that's where everything goes completely wrong. Yeah, IMO, I'm well aware my opinion. So that's good. Got it. Yeah, so, and that's the thing. I mean, you can look at this after the fact and say, oh, there was a nice entry there, that fair value gap there, there's order block, bounce from it, nice, perfect. Another one, perfect here. But it's all, what's the word? If I see this and market runs up, I would see price to come down in here, because if I look at this range, I want to see price get to the 50%. And what fair value gap will I target? This little one here. We didn't do that. And I wouldn't enter here, because what if we come all the way down and run? Because I'm going to have to put my stop there. I can't enter here and put my stop down there. But at least this, I mean, this area, yeah, this is perfect for me, because I'm looking at consolidation. If we're bullish, we want to see manipulation and then expansion. And that's what I'm waiting for. And then we've got a target. Just want to go back to the 1 hour here. Remember what we said yesterday, 75% of a range. That's 75%, but there's a high right above that. So, or this, sorry, not from there, from, yeah, it's actually from, yeah, 75% is this high, yeah. But I think because we're in this bull market, we will definitely go all the way up there. All right, so here we go. Get some sort of a manipulation going here. And let's see if that's real manipulation or what it is. Yeah, I think, I mean, I think just stick to the buys and you'll be fine for now. For now, at least. Gosh. Dun, dun, dun. Do-do-do-do. So I agree with that range. And I'm just watching to see if we're actually going to get down there. Oh well, I'll keep an eye on it, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna see. If I want to go lower here, then got to stop me out. Let's see. Yeah, we're stuck in that. We need to get through that fair value gap, though. I mean, we can push a little lower, yeah. I mean, I should have actually waited for this to get inversed, yeah. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Come on, inverse it. So my range is a little bit wider. Because I look at a 15-minute and try to capture that swing low or swing wick as liquidity. Because I always look for liquidity to see where price could go to. We've got this last night, consolidation, push, consolidation, push. Or consolidation, push, consolidation, push. Yes. IFVG scalp. Okay. This one, yeah. Yep, we're gonna push lower now. Give it a few seconds. There we go. Yep, let's see if we can get that nice pullback now. It would be nice. How do you change this so it's out of the way trading, or position it left? Let's see. Yes, at least out of the way, right? Or should it be in the center? Let's see what center looks like. Doesn't really matter though. All right, let's see who's here. Hey guys. Right, so let's see. We're trying to see trading into this pullback here from this little push. Not ideal, and I'm what's short on it now. I'm just trying to trade at pullback. TP, let's see if we can get it down here. Don't know if that's where we're going to be. I'm putting it this side so I can actually see what's going on here, because sometimes this is in the way. All right, so I'm flat. It's on Monday. Look, I'm up from this morning on the prop account, so I'm not taking any chances now, because as you can see, when I go long, it's stopped on the bottom, and if I go short, it looks like it wants to stop me on the top. So okay, 697. I actually think we should go up, yeah. This level, yeah. Well, that's exactly what you said, yes. But I think just for a pullback now, let me see something quickly. See, this pullback is in this fair value gap, this gap here. I'm going to mark this out because this should almost be ideal for a pullback on this range. That is if this candle closes like this in the next hour. So I don't think we're going to see this pullback into there now. Maybe, when the market closes again or when I'm finishing, and then bounce higher tomorrow. And then if you look at it, I mean, we could still get there. That's where it is. No, that's not where it is. Sorry. It's down here. So for me, targeting this level here, I think it's not, I don't think it's crazy. Right, so let's see. No, so I've got a prop account that I'm trading, and we took some trades this morning, the AM session. And it's not a big account. I explained earlier exactly what the plan is, but it's a 10K account from FTMO, and I think the limit is 1,000. I know last week there was a trading day that I made some stupid mistakes to go down to 2% drawdown, and I'm still down. I think I'm down like 1%. So every end of the week I'm posting the stats so you guys can follow along. These trades is paper trade, so I'm not touching that account now, but we'll see. Unless something really sets up great, but as you can see, this is not that great. I mean, this price action here, exactly what I said: consolidation, push, consolidation. We had it yesterday, exactly the same. Okay, I'm out of that trade. Yeah, so we are bullish. So I'm not shorting because I think it's bearish. I just short because I thought we're going to get this pullback lower down. But hey, it doesn't look like it. I'm not going to long it now. So FVG. Maybe a test there. Then I could maybe look at a buy just because we're bullish. Hi, man. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. Mhm. All right, so in this IVG, there's a little gap there. I don't know if you guys can see it. And that's basically where we bounce off just now, which this one here. This one. Mm-hmm. Hey, welcome, Carter. The market is slow, so you haven't missed much. At least not yet. Anything you missed was my 2 stop losses. Mm-hmm. Going down there again. See if we want to follow through higher, yeah? Mm-hmm. So in the macro time zone now, guys, for this hour. So let's see. Let's see if this wants to take us a little bit higher. Come on, slow candles. Give us some push here. I think there's only 2 things that's going to happen in the next 60 minutes. Are they going to drag this thing out? And then when we come to the, in an hour from now, that's when we get volatility. I think we're then going to spike down for that pullback. And then overnight while I'm sleeping, it's going to maybe rally higher. All this is just going to go sideways here, guys, till tomorrow. Right, so body's stalling a little family gap, so let's see. And maybe I'm just catching myself here in that sideways move again. Do, 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 do. Do. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's see. Now it's inversing all around, so now we gotta wait and see. What's it wanna do? You wanna go up? Go down? Make up your mind. You want to go down, then go down. Okay, now let's get that push down. Yes, that's what we want to see. Thanks, man. Thanks. Come on. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? So what are we looking at here? This range to bounce from here. Okay, let's see. Price tapped at 15-minute family gap. Yes. See, we jump from 50. Let's see if this wants to send price lower. Maybe not yet. Who knows? I mean, 50% is here. If I was going to go short, this is where I would want to go short. This gap here, this little gap. That's the closest fair value gap. I know there's an IFVG up here, but that's where they both overlap. So but I'm not taking anything here. $5.95. Yes, there's equal highs with this high. This is all equal. You're 100% right. Thanks for equal highs. So this is a IFVG right here. Rand liquidity, and you're bouncing off a little fair value gap. Yeah. This is like over analysis, and you are running this liquidity. In there, you bounce, a nice V-shaped bounce, inverse there. So in theory, we are bullish. I know we didn't pull back all the way where we wanted to, but this could be the bounce. This could be a bounce higher. Some people will trade this as an A plus, but it's not 100% A plus because this is not 50% of the range. That's critical. But I mean, some people will just trade setups like this as A plus, and it could work out because we've got liquidity right here. This whole setup makes sense. We ran liquidity, bouncing off a fair value gap, inverse of fair value gap, consolidate, and now we want to target that high. I mean, this is another IFVG right there. And there's another fair value gap right here. That's probably going to get inversed now. If you got a bunch of fair value gaps like this, you want to see it inversed with strength. Like that is it's good. But now you need to see this to go through. So let's try a buy here to this. I wonder if we would go all the way. Inverse this invert IFVG again. Oh, maybe I should. I mean, I'm going to put it up there. I don't know if we'll get there, but what I'm going to do is if we start a rally here, I'll manage my stop loss. Okay. Let's see. But we need to get through this, and we can't pin through this equal highs. We got to close like this candle here. We got to close with power, pin, and then bounce. So this is obviously in direction of the trend, but we're entering off a premium, which is not ideal. That is a nice W pattern, yes. But you need to see, so in a W pattern, this is the low, this is the W, right? What you need to see happen here is like aggressiveness through that nadir in the middle. If it struggles, I mean, this could just be a range. And we're struggling with that fair value gap there, as you can see. Because ideally you want to see a body close above that body there at least. But this is one of those ranges where you run the buys and shorts. And yeah, I've put my stop here because of this black candle here. So we pushed up and we broke structure there. So hopefully this is all protected down here. But if we come right through that, then, I mean, just one of those things. I mean, I'm drawing so many blocks here, guys. Just bear with me because we're in another fair value gap here. Yep, you're right. Price action is shit. Never good to blow accounts. Sorry about that, man. But I think a rule of thumb is not to trade the PM session and obviously prior to NFP. Same with FOMC, the AM session before FOMC. Yep, it's part of the game, but never nice. I mean, I don't like losing. I know that losing is part of the game, but even if I lose, I just don't like it. Hate it. All right, so not much of a W now. So this could be just a bigger consolidation. So I think now it's just sit back and watch price action. Okay, so we've got 50 minutes. Then we enter the volatile macro. So let's see what happens in the next 50 minutes. This is actually a 2-hour short opportunity right here. To right there. There we go. Not because of anything here. This is the 2-hour trade that I'm testing right now. The 2-hour trade was actually from this candle. Basically what it is this blue and gray, or blue, so the red's at 50%, the blue just crossed, so that was supposed to be the entry, and then you target 2R. So we did this one here, this one. Yeah, we didn't go, it was only a 1R stop, and yeah, doesn't matter, we're going to leave this one on. Let's see. Part of the prop game, at least. Well, my FTMO, so I made money today, and they've got this rule of you can't do more than 50% of your profit target. So, and I'm in orange, so I don't know what that means, like a warning. I didn't make $500. I'm on $155. So I don't know what it is. I know I've got a daily limit of $300 that I can lose. So I don't know if it's 50% of that or what. So and that's exactly why I don't like these prop firms, because now the rules is about, it's vague. Now I need to find out from them what the hell does that mean. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's quite, I mean, it's irritating because you are limited of how much money you can make a day, but you can lose all your money a day. They're happy with that. I'm not changing this. I just want to look at something. If this was the entry, 2R would have been there. So you would have hit your 2R there, but for this purposes, we've entered there. Stop is above that candle. 2R is about there. The only reason, guys, I'm looking at this trade that I'm showed you now Remember we said yesterday we don't like indicators. I said I like it when they tell me something that I understand, because we're looking for a pullback. So I'm looking for shorts. If it gives me the opportunity to say you can short here, you put your stop there. Okay, well, there's a good, if you just want to scalp it, there's a good scalp right there. If you entered here, that's a good scalp. Drawdown is minimal. I mean, there was some drawdown there. Let's just see. Drawdown 6 points, stop 11 points. You want to take your 10 points, there you go. Or even if you go all the way down there, there's 2 to 1, 2R. So it's worth having some tool that can help you. Now, I know prop firms don't want you to make money, but I thought at least FDMO is a little bit different. I know, I mean, if they have to pay you, obviously they want you to lose so they can make money, but they've got all these other programs where they scale you up, to make more money, blah, blah, blah. And so, but yeah, it's like you said, it's the name of the game. You just gotta have to deal with it, and that's why. But for me, is prop firms is not my end goal. Prop firms are like my stepping stone in the middle. If you want to get your hands on a lot of equity or capital quickly, use a prop firm. You just have to sit with their shit for a bit, and it teaches you discipline anyways, regardless of how many rules they've got. And then when you say, argument's sake, you got a $100,000 account and you trade it and you do it for 12 months and you can take all that money out, you take 100 grand out. You don't go buy a car or a nice watch that costs 100 grand. You take that money, you put it in a live account. Now you've got a 100K live account. Now you can stick to the rules and keep trading it. You can double it again. But this time, you're not going to get disqualified. You've got to have to lose all of it. And if you've made 100 grand out of a 100K account, and you go in your personal account and lose it all, well, then you're just dumb. Because you try to gamble. Then you're just going to start from scratch again. So that's what you got to do. Or at least that's my aim with this. It's just to use it to get more money. Okay, so that's your 2R trade right there. And that's just based off this signal here, and there's a signal there. There was a 2R there and one there. So just those two signals there. And that's what I took in the AM session as well. And it actually produced today. So those setups are there every day. Obviously not working 100%. If I say not working 100%, it's sometimes volatile to both sides, and then you just got to take the hit. And that's why you need to wait and be very selective with these things. And that counts for any strategy, any indicator that you use. All right, so this one played out nicely. That was great. $30 minutes, guys. Then the Just spiky spikes coming out. All right, let's see. Are we going to bounce here? What? Okay, so we still say we need to go lower because there's liquidity here and there's a fair value gap here, and then 50% is even lower than that. So, okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Right, so now we're doing some big pullbacks here. And this could be two things. If we think and believe we're going to go short, that's where you want to go short. It lines up with the IFVG and the fair value gap. But it could be, if we slice through, could go higher to those liquidity up there. This one, yeah. So it's just a matter of sit and wait. And see, that's it. Was anyone think key buy level 451? This is just a little too rangy for me. So let's see. I need to see what's happening with this fair value gap. What are we going to do? What is it we're going to do? Right, so someone is in a long. Okay, long at 536. That's a nice entry. Where's your stop? Guys, I'm always going to ask where's your stop. Not because I want to punish you if you get stopped out. It's always good to see You got an entry, but you also got a stop. And stops are there to guide you for when you are wrong. So what that means is, without putting a stop, where do you think your entry is invalid and the opposite apply? So if you're long, at what point do you think it's a short? That's where you put your stop. So now we inverse this again. So maybe, I mean, there's a little gap there. So it could stop price, or, I mean, let's see. Okay, so let's see. 525, which is probably, yes, below that low. All right, that's nice. It's nice. You guys are sniping good entries here, which is good. All right, 30 points below. Okay, good. All right, 30 points below. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think then you're pretty safe. Well, I'm saying that, and then 30 points for like 60 points to 2R. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. What, now you're looking for sells? You got to teach me your strategy. I'm not following. I'm trying to, obviously I don't know all your strategies, everybody of yours, but if you long down here, now you're looking for shorts. Is it because of what? Is it this base here that you draw a line that you want to see a bounce lower? And then look for longs down here again. What is it? I'm not going to trade it, so don't be too worried about that. I just want to understand what I'm looking at. Okay, not full. All right, so are you trading supply and demand? Or what is that? Order blocks. Order blocks, okay. All right, so you're taking this white candle here and you entered here on this black candle. Because you entered here. Was it because of this black candle here or this one here that you entered there? The only reason why I ask about your strategy is you're looking for shorts here and it's right by equal highs. And I assume your stop would go above this or up here. And that's most probably where, I don't know, we're going to run it. Oh, I thought you were going short up here. Okay. Colors not matter for you. What, the candle colors? So how do you distinguish an order block? All right, so we're at those equal highs now, which is good. And not bad. Okay, so let's see where this is going to take us now. Not much of a deep pullback, very shallow, and up we go again. Where's that level? Oh, it's up there. So let's see. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I'm not taking a trade now. It's too late in the day. Too late in the day. IVG at 536. 536. What little 536 where? Oh, this one down here, this little one. And he tested it right there. Yep. Looks good. Okay. Yep, this low was in this fair value gap here. Let's mark it out so you guys can see it as well. So they're saying this. Gosh. And then this little IVG, right? Yeah, boom. Right there. Almost can't see it, but it's there. Consolidating right there, waiting for something in 20 minutes. So H1 nicely tapped into that fair value gap, and now it might just be pushing higher. Nice, nice quarter. Look, at the end of the day, guys, I really don't care how you guys make your money. What I care about is money is money. Profit is a profit, whether you take 1 point profit or if you take 100 points or 1,000 points. So as long as you consistently do that and you make money, then I will high five you regardless, because every personality's got its own what do you call it, own way of making money. Unfortunately, what works for me today is not going to work for you today, and what's going to work for you tomorrow is probably not going to work for me today. Tomorrow. Watch out for longs, because near sell zone and in current backtesting show, it will always have Got it. You at a sell zone. I think, just my opinion, yeah. I think we still need to get up here. I think this is like a nice consolidation, manipulation into that fair value gap, expansion. And now we're going to see further expansion up into those highs. That's my analysis here on the 15-minute. And here we go. That's your consolidation. And let's give it one more go, guys. Smackdown. And let's see if we can take all the money back. And then we'll put your stop right there. I'm taking a chance putting my stop there because we haven't expanded yet out of this high. And this could just drop and stop me out. And I know we're at these equal highs. We're in the sell zone from Clash Royale, so might go against me here. I thought we are going to get some momentum up here now. All right, not in sell zone yet. Okay, sorry. Okay. Chill, chill, chill. Do, 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 do. No, that's cool. I'm not trading it. I'm just saying. My focus goes, I'm going in the zone. If I look at my prop account, then I'm like, then I've got my indicators and my analysis now is just saying we should go higher. This could come down here. But like we said, now it's not the right time. And as you can see, it's definitely not the right time. And but when it comes to the real money, guys, I'll come out top with a green number. Yeah, it's a pullback. But I mean, this price action is still pretty sideways here. Oh, 571. I mean, you're calling out 571, so then I'm thinking, why 571? Is it 50% or something? Because it should be 567. If it's 50, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could come to 571. I think. I don't know. What are you saying? All right, so hold on. Let's read this. Sold on higher. Okay, just warning for today. Okay, just for work, maybe just saying 50% zone. 5 today. So you took 5, you backtested 5 of these trades, 3 won, 2 losses. Is that correct? And you did it at also that crazy R, 11R trades. I mean, you will, not all the same model. Okay. So what's your, okay, so 3, 2, that's fine. And those high R's are on average what would you say? Doom, 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 dum, dum. Nice. Lacquer, man. Lacquer. Right, so um, just to highlight something here. So remember I said I used to trade if it's equal highs and equal lows, I'll go from one liquidity to the other. All right, so this was almost a setup because obviously we ran liquidity, we came down, we formed a low, we went up, and that was almost, if that black candle closed below that was a break of structure, and then this would be my entry. Right there, stops there, and then I would target the opposite. I would target those equal lows. So what my entry would be, hold on. This. Okay, so that's 50% right there. So I would have entered at 50%. I would put my stop above that swing point. And then I would target this. And that's what I traded before Trump came with his shenanigans. And this is still the actual model, which is the simplistic model from ICT. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, this is already at 4R. And if you wait for these trades, it keep you out of this. This gives you a definitive, I'm here, we're either going to go up or we're going to go down. Okay, here we say we're rejecting, consolidate, swing, didn't go higher, break it, did not close below it. That's my only problem. That would be your entry, stops above, and then your target is equal lows. Good work. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes, guys, then we're going to see a spike down into those equal lows and then back in consolidation or nothing. Right, let's see. You got your 38, 61, 78.50, and then extensions, half, 1.5. Okay. So because I only trade, equilibrium and discount and premium, I'm only using the 50%, and then wherever the fair value gap is in that, below or above that 50%, that's my target. So I don't use all the FIB settings. I used to, because I've got different templates where I used to then do when you trade a breaker or order block, to calculate show the extension of that to see where price can go to. But thanks for sharing, Carter. Damn. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and maybe we can. I don't know if we're gonna get a push all the way there. Maybe we get a push, pull back, consolidate, and work our way there, and then tomorrow bounce from there to go higher in the NFP. I don't know. I mean, this is already your 6R trade. 7, make it 8. There's 8R on that trade. Okay, let's see. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Drop. Shoot down. Shoot down. Yes, you can do it. I know you can do it. Okay, so this current FIB invalidates my setup. The 0 meaning the low. Yep. Well, it all depends on your range, right? So the high time range shows that we still need to go lower because we're still in a premium. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Nope, this one. this one here on the 15-minute. I just want to show you guys why I'm saying that. This range to there, 50% is around this area. There's a nice wick there. And if you mark it out like this, you'll see there's an order block there, and this is also still a gap, and that's below that wick. So that makes sense for me to come down to run that liquidity. That would be like a super, super great trade to take long from there. All right, so there we go, guys. We did a 7R trade here based on that ICT setup. I didn't take it. I just outlined it, and yeah. We might not see it now. We might go into this little range type of thing till tomorrow, and then maybe New York tomorrow we get that bounce down there. That would be lacquer, because then we can ride a nice big wave up. All right, guys. Girls, if there's any girls here, I don't know, but chat. Listen, it's been a pleasure to sit and watch the markets with you guys and have a little bit of a conversation going and see who's trading what. So I think we're going to get to that 8R now. But either way, if it didn't, I mean, still a good place to take your money off the table. But anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day further. Be safe. Don't overtrade. And then let's chat tomorrow in the AM session and see what the NFP brought us. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Just bye.